You had the opportunity to help teach millions of Muslims how to read and recite the glorious Quran from the comfort of your own home. Would you do it?
Would you like to share the reward of every letter they learned and recited?
If you could leave behind a legacy that would benefit the Ummah and continue to increase your good deeds even in your grave, would you do it?
Obviously, we definitely want the reward too. So we built a program that actually creates this opportunity by taking madrasa to the next level.
It is an online Quran reading program, personalized to match the individual pace of each and every child, adult and student, with instructions suitable for every level of learning.
This program has been put together by teachers and parents.
Question is, besides the reward, why did we build this program?
We made a study on how successful traditional madrasas are. In an average scenario, we found that the teacher-student ratio is 1 to 30.
So how much time does each student get with the teacher one-on-one, face-to-face?
An average week in madrasa class is 3 hours, which equals 180 minutes with 30 students, which means less than 6 minutes of instructions per student.
What does that really mean for the entire year? That means a child receives an equivalent of only 4 classes one-on-one, which is approximately less than 10 hours.
Wouldn't you agree that 10 hours a year is insufficient for our children to learn how to read and recite the glorious Quran?
We looked into stats regarding public schools versus weekend madrasa, concerning time, money, and success rate. Research has shown you need 10,000 hours to become an expert in your field.
When you look at public schools, how much time does each student get in 12 years? On average, they receive 15,120 hours, which broken down equals 5 days a week, 7 hours a day, 9 months a year. Now let's compare these numbers to the madrasa.
Normally, a student goes to madrasa 2 days a week, 3 hours a day, 12 months a year, which breaks down to approximately 3,456 hours. Can you see the disproportion between the time invested in the worldly life and the afterlife?
We are putting more time into public school education and not enough time into the valuable education of our own religion.
The numbers are even worse if you actually use the 6 minutes that our children are getting individually each of these 2 days from the teacher. In 12 years, the student is only getting 115 hours of one-on-one time with the teacher, which is less than 5 days of learning.
Nowhere near the amount of time needed to become efficient in reading Quran.
Now let's examine the amount of money invested into both types of schools. On average, the government spends $10,000 a year per student.
So over a period of 12 years, it equals about $127,000 that goes into a public school education.
How much money do you think that the parents will invest into their children in the US for the religious education? It's approximately $4,320 in 12 years, which is $360 a year for students attending regularly.
Sadly enough, as you can tell, we are putting way more time and money into public schools versus Islamic schools. So we ask ourselves, what is the success rate for a student with this much money and time invested into them?
On a recent study that came out, for every 100 students that attended, 30% will not graduate. If they come from a low-income family, 50% will not graduate. If they have a language barrier, then 70% will not graduate.
Furthermore, those that graduate, 33% are not ready for college. The ones that make it to college, 46% will not finish college.
These are the stats for a student that has received all that money and invests all that time. So what is it like on the madrasa side?
We looked into one of the best madrasas in America, and you'll find that they have, on average, about 800 to 1,000 students. From these 800 to 1,000 students, only about 10 to 20 graduate, which is less than 2%.
What do we mean when we say graduate? It means those who have read the entire Quran, but most likely haven't memorized it page to page, and definitely do not know the meaning of the words.
Now this is definitely a serious problem, and it needs to be fixed for the sake of the future of our children. So what can we do to change the problem?
We researched how the public schools were handling this problem. We noticed that education is being provided through the internet technology, and the time to make the shift is now.
Now ask yourself, when was the last time that you wrote a letter and put a stamp on an envelope and sent it to someone? When was the last time you put coins into a machine and bought a newspaper?
As you can see, technology has changed the way we live, and everything has become personalized.
Now we have websites like Khan Academy that has 20 million people learning every month. Universities like Phoenix that have about 500,000 people learning online.
There are also softwares like Pearson where 9 million students are benefiting from it. We decided it was time to use the same technology to teach the Quran and reach millions of Muslims in the comfort of their own homes.
With Dugsi.us, we made it easy for Muslims to learn how to read and recite Quran. There's a famous hadith from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where he, peace be upon him, said, "The best amongst you is the one who learns Quran and teaches it."
There is another amazing hadith where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites a letter from the book of Allah, he will be credited with a good deed, and a good deed gets a tenfold reward." Inshallah, our goal is to be amongst the elites and share the reward of every letter learned and recited.
How does this software work, you might ask? This is an example of the first software we put together back in 2010. Students will get a lot of repetition. If you notice, this student was given Ra, Za, Seen, and Sheen.
The student was given Seen 16 times, but missed it 7 times. As the teacher admitted administrator, or parent, you will be able to see where the student needs more focus.
Now, which teacher has time to repeat scene, scene, scene 16 times? They have the ability, but not the time.
Within the program, we added badges and points to inspire the kids. We found that the children are more successful with this type of encouragement.
Motivation is one of the biggest things we saw that bring excellence out of each child and one of the best ways to teach them.
Another goal is to be able to provide a teacher assistant that is available 24/7.
Now, would you agree after seeing this presentation that the students are not receiving sufficient time to be successful in learning the most important subject of life?
The teacher doesn't have a lot of time, and the parents are trying their best, but we are still falling short in not investing enough time and money into our kids.
The public school system that invests a lot of time and money are not even getting the results they want, so they are using technology to personalize the education for every child and get better results.
We did the same by creating a digital teacher, a flexible online anywhere anytime program 24/7 at the disposal of each individual.
Currently, some of the amazing features and benefits of this program are
Rigorous curriculum, which benefits the student by continuously challenging the mind.
personalized instructions. In this program, every student gets a personalized teacher that helps a student learn based on an individual level, because we all know every student learns at a pace suited to their own capabilities.
Placement test provides opportunity to know the strengths and weaknesses of the student, and it gives the teacher an idea what level to place them at.
Unlimited repetition. Get the benefit of unlimited repetition, which gives the student all the time they need to fully grasp a concept, as if being with a teacher one-on-one, and it also reinforces learning. Take the example of a baby learning how to walk. The baby falls, the baby gets up, so eventually the baby learns how to walk through repetition, which strengthens the muscles in their leg, just like repetition would strengthen the child's muscles in their mind.
Immediate feedback. Learning process is faster. No need to wait for lessons to be graded.
Interactive lessons. Receive the benefit of engagement. Kids learn by doing things and moving things around.
Leaderboard. This benefit shows ranking and motivates the student to be more competitive by striving to be better than other students. It also sets the bar and gets the best out of each student.
Gamification. Receive the benefit of learning while playing. As the student progresses, they gain points, stars, badges, awards, and recognition. Play this game instead of Xbox is what I'll tell my kids.
Full report card, which is my favorite part of the software. This feature will benefit the student, parent, and teacher by having complete data for the parents to monitor the student's progression daily, weekly, and monthly. It helps the parents to encourage their children. It also gives the parents complete access to manage their children's account and see what lessons they're on and where they are struggling. Definitely makes way for better communication between parent and teacher. I know you're wondering how you can receive a piece of this great reward.
Well, we didn't want to put a lock on the program and make it a requirement to pay in order to learn how to read the Quran.
We also want our efforts to continue benefiting all of those involved forever, and in order for that to happen, we need your support and contributions.
Now, it costs approximately $1.50 a month, which is only about $20 a year to sponsor a student.
What would you be willing to contribute to the success of this program?
How many students would you be able to support?
Keep in mind, a lot of people are doing a monthly contribution to ensure this program keeps running, and others do a one-time donation to sponsor many students.
Which option would work better for you?
In other words, how much continuous reward do you want?
First, use the software for yourself and your family.
Secondly, share this video and opportunity with everyone you know right now.
And last but not least, if you want to help with the success of this amazing program and receive continuous reward, please generously contribute one time, monthly, or yearly by visiting our website.
www.dugsi.us dugsi.us.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate your patience and time.
Wassalamu alaikum
Wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh. May peace be with you all.
Jazakallah khairan.
Allah yabarak feek.